Do not enter 2024 as the version of yourself that entered 2023. It's coming to that time of the year when people are writing their New Year's resolutions, but we should be asking ourselves, am I on the right track? Am I aligned? Is this where I want to be? Because I spent 18 years living out of alignment with myself, and the second that I broke out of it, this sense of peace and clarity entered my life. And that's what I want for you. So grab a tea or a coffee and let's get into how 2024 will be one of the best years of your life. Step number 1. Find your why. To align yourself, you need to find yourself. Yes, it's time for some introspection. This is the nitty-gritty of the work, but it needs to be done so that you can be in control of your actions and in control of your life. If you don't know the reason that you're doing things, then even when you are achieving things, they don't feel good, or they don't feel as good as you think that they should, because you don't know why you're doing them in the first place. So find your values. What's important to you? Is it integrity? Is it freedom? Is it courage? Is it kindness or honesty? Next, ask yourself, what are your ultimate goals? What are the things that you want to have achieved on your deathbed? That's a little bit morbid, but you get what I mean. What do you want to be able to say that you've achieved or that you've done in your lifetime? What is the impact that you want to have had? And why are these things important to you? I heard someone say that you should ask yourself why 7 times. So when you're asking why something's important to you, the first why is never your true why. Keep asking yourself. Ask yourself again and again and again until you get to the very, very root of it, the very core of it. And the last thing I want you to consider in this section is, what are the emotions you want to feel when you achieve those things? Because a lot of the time, it's not the actual thing that we're achieving, it's the emotions that come with that. So it's not the money that we want, it's the freedom that comes with the money, or the stability that we get from having the money. Do you see what I mean? So it's not always about the thing itself. In fact, it's very, very rarely about the thing itself. It's more about the emotions that you want to experience with that thing. Pick up on those emotions, because when you start experiencing those emotions in other places in your life, in other experiences, it will mean so much more when you can identify that. Now that you know what drives the decisions you make in your life, part 2, who is the aligned you? What does this version of yourself look like? How do they interact with people? What do they do for work? What does their daily routine look like? How do they take care of themselves? What do they eat? And step 3, let's take it one step further. Where are you now in your journey? Completely honestly. So let me give you an example. I personally value freedom and I value compassion. And when I thought of the ideal version of myself, I knew that some way, somehow she was saving animals, but I was eating them at every single meal. So there was this kind of contradiction, this friction of my values being freedom and compassion and wanting to save animals, but I was the reason for their suffering. That made me completely misaligned, and it brought this sense of discomfort, because I was the reason that they were suffering, and yet I was saying that I wanted to be the reason they were being saved. Yes, it's uncomfortable doing that kind of work, but look at yourself honestly and think about where you are now in your journey. And beyond that, think about completely honestly, and this may be even harder, what are the current restrictions that you think you have right now in your life? The blockages or the limiting beliefs that you're carrying with you. Do you not think that you have enough money to do the things that you want or to be the aligned version of yourself? Do you not think that you have the time? Do you think that the people around you are stopping you from being able to experience that? Be as honest as you can with yourself. It's just you and you. Where are the conflicts in your life really? This part is my favorite part, bridging the gap. Now, I want to make it clear that this should be about enriching your life. This should be about adding things into your life, because your journey of life should be fun. So when I decided not to eat meat, it wasn't that I was taking away animal products. It's that I was adding more energizing, more delicious foods into my life. I was adding tofu, tempeh, seitan, lentils, chickpeas, all of these foods that were so much better for my body and for my health than the meat that I was eating. What can you add to your life to become the ideal version of yourself? Is it a 10-minute walk, or a half-hour strength training session, or an hour of self-care a week? What can you add into your life to get to where you want to be? Now get inspired, get inspiration of what you want this version of yourself and this coming year to look like for you. Get pictures, get videos, get moods, get anything and everything that you want and put them all in one place so that you can look at it on a daily basis, which is so important to making sure that you feel reinvigorated every single day and motivated to get into those places. And you need to do this because otherwise you're only going to look at that list of goals again at the end of the year when it's time for you to rewrite your goals and you haven't achieved any of them because you've completely forgotten about them. In terms of your diet, save recipes of the meals that you want to recreate. Put them all into one folder so that you can access them all easily. Make this journey easy for you. And lastly, in this little inspiration piece, make sure that you're following the right people and accounts. Ones that inspire you, ones that motivate you, ones that are where you want to be, who can educate you and not distract you, because trust me, it is so easy to be distracted in this day and age. Right? So a big one for me when I was going on my plant-based journey was Earthling Ed, because he was educating me every single day on the reasons that I was doing what I was doing, and that just pushed me through and reminded me of the true reason that I was doing it. Now that you're inspired and ready to take action, it's time to create systems that make it so easy to implement that it's inevitable. So first off with that is reducing the friction that's stopping you from achieving what you want to achieve. For example, is the ideal version of yourself going to the gym 4 or 5 times a week? Well, then you can get your gym set ready the night before and have it by your bed so that as soon as you get up in the morning, you're out of the door. Or do you want to start fueling yourself with high quality foods? Do your weekly shop on a Sunday and meal prep so that you don't end up on a random Tuesday starving and reaching for the foods that no longer serve you. And you want to plan these into your weeks so that they get cemented and that they're there and you know that you need to do them and you know when you're doing them. Now, to plan things into your week or your day, you can use Google Calendar. You can use a physical planner, which is what I prefer to use. You can use tools like Notion or habit trackers. There are so many tools out there for you to use, and most of them are free, so take advantage of that. Now, if you want to go one step further in reducing the friction that's stopping you from reaching your goals, you can book a complimentary one-to-one call with me and we can discuss it and your progress this coming year. Set yourself a morning routine that works for you. I am so passionate about morning routines because I genuinely, from the bottom of my heart, love mine. It's so important for me to slow down and start every day with intention first and foremost, especially because I work for someone else. I find it so important to make sure that I'm taking the time to serve myself during my day before I serve others, because otherwise you're just going to run your day in a state of reaction. This was one that in particular was very useful for me. When I stopped eating meat, I used to find posts on the positive impact that I was having by not eating animal products. So, you know, that means everything from how I was helping the environment to my health to the animals. It just motivated me because it showed me the reason that I was doing what I was doing and the fact that I was actually making a difference. Yes, at some point it just became a habit and I didn't need the posts anymore, but especially at the very beginning, it was so vital to know why I was doing what I was doing and to be reminded of that on a consistent basis, which is why I said from the beginning, find your why, because without your why, you're not going to have the motivation to propel you to get to where you want to be. Now, by the way, if you take these one-to-one sessions with me, I will be sending you posts like this every single morning, so you don't forget that you are making a difference in this world. And in this kind of morning routine is when I like to set my simple non-negotiables, so things like reading, things like journaling, things like meditating, all, you know, very simple short tasks that I can just bunch together and do to just slow down my day and start it with peace. And I just want to remind you to block these things into your calendar. I know that I mentioned it before, but I also mean on a bigger scale of like the year, not just your week. The year. One of the big goals for me this year in 2024 is going to be to go to a destination from my bucket list, and so I've sat down, I've researched the activities I want to do, how long it's going to take me to be out there, and the best time for me to go, and I've already blocked this off in my calendar for 2024 because I want to make sure nothing can interfere with that. Blocking things off like this and having it down on paper or on your electronic version of that, seeing it in black and white gives you a sense of certainty that it's going to happen, and then you don't get distracted or plan other things and let other things get in the way. And also having it on black and white on paper in front of you, your brain starts to focus on that and look for solutions on how to get there because it activates your reticular activating system. So basically your brain starts picking up on anything and everything to do with this thing because that's where the focus of your brain is. So yeah, make sure you're planning this in your calendar. And just to make sure that you're not leaving this video without practical things that you can do moving forward, I'm giving you some actionable tasks that you can do starting today. Number 1, write down 3 things that you want to achieve in 2024. 3. That's it. You don't want to make it overwhelming. Anything beyond 3, your brain thinks is too much. So just 3. Pick the main 3 things you want to achieve in 2024. Number 2, brain dump anything and everything that you can think of to get you to those things. And if there's nothing that you can think of right now to get you there, then you should be writing down research. And with that research, please make sure that you're writing down people that have gotten to where you want to be or have gotten the things that you want, so that you can learn from their course of action and take inspiration. And that will avoid you making all of the mistakes that they must have made on their journey, which is inevitable, but you can avoid them. Number 3, start putting these things in your calendar, because then you'll have to do them. And make sure that you're coming back to the original list so that you can see if you're on the right track, because only by measuring your progress can you readjust and realign as necessary. Number 4, celebrate your wins, even the small ones. Yes, because not only are you focusing your brain on recognizing any time that you reach a win, but then you're also conditioning your brain to continue doing the things that make you feel good. And if the things that make you feel good are the things getting you to the aligned version of yourself, then, you know, it's all happy days, isn't it? And on top of that, your brain will start picking up more and more and recognizing things that you are celebrating it for. And finally, number 5, since I'm filming this on World Kindness Day and I want you to be kind to your body because it's a temple and it deserves the best, write your current favorite recipe and make sure you put this in the comments so that other people can get inspiration, and find a plant-based version of it, one that makes you actually excited to cook. And then go to the supermarket, buy the ingredients and cook it for dinner this week. Or today. Just make sure that you come back to this video and let me know how it was. It's been a bit of a longer video today, but thank you for sticking to the end. And remember that it's a lifelong journey and we're ever growing, ever evolving beings, and it's okay to be in different seasons of your life. It's okay for your priorities to change. It's okay for your beliefs to change. But just make sure that you're living your life intentionally so that life doesn't happen to you. If this video brought you any value, and I really hope that it has, then please make sure to hit the like button. And if you want more videos on this sort of content, comment down below what you want to see next. And finally, if you want to give your body the nourishment that it truly deserves, then you can watch this video on how to implement more plant-based foods into your diet. I'll see you there.